Dude, I don't know, the way they were doing it was just scary. Everybody was yelling, and I didn't like that.
I can definitely tell you that chimichanga is not hitting me right. He's not scared of us. No, we have a domesticated squirrel friend. So today's breakfast wraps, which is we'll do eggs, spinach, salsa, avocado, cream cheese, wrapped up in the tortilla. I feel like I'm supposed to be looking here. Okay, I thought I would do a video where I show you guys how I edit my videos. So I have the promo video that we made for the Hardee Drive t-shirts. By the way, these did sell out. Thank you so much to everybody who bought one. We only had 13. We sold out in how many hours, Max? They sold out in like 15 hours. They sold out overnight. We started selling them yesterday afternoon, and the last one sold this morning. So thank you so much to everybody who bought one. We're going to be shipping those out today. So I have the promo video pulled up here in Premiere. Here is the full edit. If you guys have not seen the full video, it is the last video I posted on this channel. So you should go check it out before we get into the actual edit. First, I'll talk a little bit about the sound. The most emphasis I put on the sound was right around like the transitions to the two songs. I wanted it to transition really well. So the way that I did that was the Sister Gertrude song building up right here. I got the new one in mind. And then this effect is a surround reverb. There it is. So it's a surround reverb. I did like a little bit of a custom setup with this cathedral right here. I had the mix and the gain all the way up. Kept these even right here. And then it sort of sounded like the sound was echoing. And so then when I did that, the beginning part of this David Dallas song has these sort of hits. So I took these hits that are in the beginning of this song, I soloed them, I took them out, I put them in a new sequence, I left some space for that echo, and then I repeated the steps over and over again so that I could put their own surround reverb on those so it makes like sound like the steps are echoing. And then bleed into the song right here. So alone, it sort of sounds like this. Running with the city, I got the new one in mind. So that is not enough. That doesn't sound very good by itself. So I had to add some things onto it as well. I can solo out a couple of those if you like. So with these two audio effects, I took this one, I put it in reverse, and I put it here. And so this audio track is just this hit in reverse. And so when you play them and you stack them on top of each other, and you put them together, they sound like... So it kind of has like a hit where it comes into the middle and then it falls off on the other side. This one right here, it's called Submerged. So it kind of sounds like you're in the ocean, but you're like coming to the top. And so all of that together sounds like.
Run with the city, I got the new word in mind.
And then the last detail right here is this shot of Max right here has this audio, which is actually apart from his song Unframed Freestyle. And so I took that, I put a low pass filter on it, put the level down, and then put the cutoff right around here, pretty low, and that sort of sets up the second half of the video. These sounds here, so I was shooting at 120 frames, and so I didn't have audio. So Steven sat right behind me, and he got the audio in a different camera from the jump. So I took that audio from Steven's camera and I put it in here along with, so that's his jump right there. You can hear him. And then before he took off, I took some gnat sounds from the bowl around us and then put those in there on top of it so that it had something to bleed off into instead of just coming back straight into the song. With Mallory on this one, we took some footage of her with strobe lights to kind of make it seem like it was camera flashes. And then I just looked up camera flash sound and camera flashes, yeah, from paparazzi. So I just found those on YouTube. I put them both in, dissolved them into the footage. Last thing for sound, I put this riser on the bottom half of this because all of the footage is sort of rising in, like, the video is climaxing, and so is the footage as well. Everything's becoming a little bit more faster paced, and so I put this riser on here, kept the level kind of low on it, and just let it build up into the point where the song switches back again, to switch back into the last piece right here. And then all together, that sort of sounds like.
I got the new word in my view.
And we needed this part of the song to be in there because if we were to cut here,
I got the new word in my.
it wouldn't have a conclusion. So we needed a conclusion. This part of the song made a good conclusion. So that's why I put it there. And so that's pretty much how it went with sound. We can go over the footage a little bit.
Lord, my joint.
As far as like my creative process on getting the footage, you can watch my other videos to see sort of like my creative process with getting some of these shots. In this part of the video, I just kind of wanted to set everything up for the second half of the video. So I'm sort of introducing different elements. So a lot of the footage of me is in the water, and so before you get in the water, you got to be on the shoreline. So the first shot of me is on the shoreline. It says running for the city, and you can see the city in the background.
I got the new word in my view.
Steven putting the shirt on. A lot of Steven's sequences were him running, and so he's like getting the shirt on, getting ready to run type of thing.
I got the word in my.
I knew that I wanted this shot to be the one to bleed into two different songs because of the wave crashing down into the camera. I felt like it was like washing the song away, and then you got like a new one. And so this is on purpose is 24 frames per second. Through here I wanted like to immediately change the pace of the video, and so I did that a little bit with frame rate. So I sort of almost use this as a transition, like breaking through that wave on the other side. So the camera, like the water came into the camera on the other side, it comes out of it, and then we're into the new part of the song. This as well was a good lesson because Max, as I was getting ready, he was waiting on like me to say, okay, go and like do something, but he just sort of sat there and was dancing the whole time, and I was looking at it. I was looking at him through the camera, and it looked better than whatever I could have told him to do, because whatever he was doing was just natural. Like he was just dancing. And so I just kind of let him do that for like 25 seconds, and then I cut the camera off and I was like, okay, good, I got it. And so again, with that, it was just like sort of let organic things happen. You don't always have to like pinpoint down every single shot what you want it to be. Sometimes it's better to just let it happen and get things like this. Also, this next part of the sequence right here, you can hear brings in the hits of the beat again. So it goes, you can hear those. And so because of that auditory change, I wanted this shot of Mallory here with the flashes for that auditory change, because it wouldn't be bad if I didn't have it there, but it helps to transition into it because you're adding another layer that's sort of like those higher hits. And so it sort of feels smoother because I put that there. And then this is all like tying back in everything that I set up in the beginning. So I set up Max with the speakers and the microphone rapping in the middle of the street. Set up me in the ocean. Steven running. The red paint again. We set this up already. Here, you can't really notice it when you watch the video, but you can see Steven right there, really small, running. That's originally what I pictured in my head before we started filming it. But once I got into editing it, that just felt personal for some reason to me. It felt better than the drone shot did. I still like the drone shot. If we had ended on that, I wouldn't have been mad. I just ended up liking that more than the drone shot. So I guess the last piece of this is color. I'll start out by saying that color is definitely my weakest point. And so I've been trying to get like a good way of getting like a natural look to my footage. I end up just doing things from scratch usually. If you're a colorist, please don't get upset at me. This is just what I do, what I figured like works the best. As far as like, I come here into the color tab and then I do lumetri color over here. Individually, the clips, they have like different corrections on them because some of them are darker and lighter and different conditions. But this is like mostly what I use. I made this little preset I called LA, and so here's what I do with the basic correction and creative. Just add some saturation, a little bit of vibrance. Here's what the footage looks like. I got it. Without any color. There's it with the color. So that's like the flat color profile I shoot in, and then I'm adding the color back into it. I don't know, it feels just kind of muddy for some reason to me. I'm still working on it, but yeah, like this is like typically the look that I have around here. I also don't do any tints. I don't have like a good way of getting like nice tints without it just looking like overly processed. But yeah, that's sort of the color. And then that's it. Then it's pretty much put together. Yeah, but that's sort of the editing workflow. I hope you enjoyed it. And now we're going to do something a little more fun because that was probably pretty boring.
We're walking back to Savannah. We ran out of gas.
Jack.
Yeah.
So we're going to the USPS store.
Mm-hmm.
You know why?
Why?
Because people were so kind enough to buy our shirts at www.unframedclothing.com. So we're about to go ship them to you guys. Knew it was medium.
Did it work?
Yes. What do you mean?
Alright, what do we want to do, Jack? We're writing thank you notes to all the people who bought a shirt right now.
It's the first time I've...
I wanted that one.
too late.
Frick. By 30 minutes. I didn't even think about that. I didn't even know what time it was. If you're watching this video, we'll be shipping it out in the crack of dawn tomorrow. Coming to you. What are we doing again? Just bending the stick. I don't like pineapple. I love this watermelon.
Dude, there's sand in it.
We want to thank you if you bought our shirts. More drops coming in the future that might be more affordable. I love you.